What's up guys, TC here, and welcome back to Starbound Nightly. I know it's been quite a while since our last episode, but it's been difficult to get an episode together, and also the Nightly's been a little bit sparse lately. There's been like more changes internally, things that are kind of hard to show off, progression related stuff that's a little bit difficult to kind of show in these episodes. But first things first, we're going to jump right into it. As you can see, there's already something really that kind of stands out. Up here in the top right corner, you'll see Hunt for the Florin Artifact. Underneath it, you'll see Find Apex Clues. Now, this is related to some really big changes in how progression is going to be handled in the game. Now, I've heard a lot of people complain that they wish the game was more sandboxy or it'd go back to the way it used to be. And you're in for some luck, because that's kind of what's happening here. They're returning to a more sandbox-style game. So basically what that means is the progression of like your armor and your leveling up and stuff like that or whatever is entirely independent of the story mode. So essentially, you'll be able to complete the entire game without doing any missions if you don't want to. Now, obviously, there will be objects and things you can get in those missions that you can't get without doing the missions, but you'll be able to you'll be able to progress all the way to into your armor without having to actually do the story. Now, one of the weird side effects to that is going to mean that you could technically gear up all the way to Impervium armor and then go do the Urkius mining facility and, be an absolute tank. Like, nothing could kill you. But that's just kind of how sandbox games are. So, that's just one of the trade-offs. And I think it's actually pretty good because a lot of you have been around since the beginning, and you guys remember it used to be a very, very sandbox game. There was virtually no story to it. So I'm actually looking forward to it. Another change here that this is related to is this is kind of like detective work. So how we're going to progress is we're going to be getting clues and little quests from Esther, which is one of the humans. And essentially she sends you off and you have to find a certain amount of clues, and eventually she will give you coordinates, and that's how you'll go to the mission. So that's what this is. I actually haven't managed to find any yet. I'm not sure how functional they are, but I've been told they will not be as frustrating as like the old, like they're not fetch quests. They're not things like, oh, go find a Florin hunting bone, right? There's going to be lots of items that can fulfill these little clue things. So it won't be near as frustrating. So up next, I want to show you guys some texture changes to the tentacle gun, or the tentacle gun here, and the worm gun here. Now, the tentacle gun has now been called the alien appendage. So it's still, I don't like it still, but it's got a little bit of a, like it still shoots out the little tentacle dicks, but now they're robotic tentacle dicks. And they are, obviously, these are one-handed, so I'm dual wielding right now. You can shoot up to 8 out. The other one is the alien worm gun. This one's really cool. I've been calling it the hentai rifle, but basically, it shoots out a ton of these little tentacles, and you can control where the tentacles go. And it's actually really, really strong, surprisingly. And because it's a two-handed weapon, it actually has a secondary called Tentacle Burst, which, yeah, that's really disgusting and gross. But it's actually pretty effective if you kind of get ganged up on. So, moving on, you'll see over here, we have some really strange stuff. Now, this is one of those things that Starbound updates, they just, every now and then, they just throw in some random stuff, and that's kind of what these next few things are going to be. This is a Moth trap, and so what these are is really like you place them down, they look like this, and they go through their stages. Here's kind of the middle stage, and here's the final stage. And essentially what they do is they attract moths, and they go through these little kind of growth stages. Think of them more like crops than anything. And when they reach their final stage, you can actually harvest them, and when you harvest them, you get silk, and this is used for construction and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, anything that you can do in the game that involves more farming, I'm all for it. Now, they don't actually attract, like, they don't like bring in bugs from outside, like they just kind of generate them, and they make light at night, so that's kind of cool. And one thing I'm really hoping, and this kind of paves the way for it, is beekeeping. That's something I've always loved in games, and I think Starbound could definitely use it. So I'm really hoping they add maybe another version of this, and if not, I'm sure some modder will, but I'd really like to see it in the vanilla game. So up next, we've got another one of those like really random strange things. So this is the ballista, which is in one of the missions, and you can drive this thing. It's extraordinarily slow, but it's got a really, really funny little mechanic to it. You can actually shoot people out of this thing. Yes, I said shoot people. So it's got a time mechanism, so I've kind of got to do this quick, but you basically charge it, hop out, and get in the top, and it shoots you, and you stick in the ground upside down. Yeah, it's the most random thing, and I have no idea how this could possibly be that useful, especially with how slow it is. But it's really funny. You can actually shoot your friends out of it. So yeah, that's pretty hilarious. The next thing here that this is one of those things that has bugged me for the longest time, and I'm so glad to see it actually in the game, is, so basically I'm going to toss this, let's see, I'm going to toss my hentai gun down. There you go. And so right now if I walk over it, I'll pick it up and you'll see it goes right to my inventory, and I've got to put it back up in here, right? But if you look really closely, we have a new button right here. It's a little arrow on it. It's got an X over right now. I click it, and you see now the arrow is green, right? So now if I toss my Hente gun down, and I walk over it, guess what? It goes right to my fucking hotbar. Yes. I can't stand when things just go straight to my inventory when I have empty spots up here. And now we have control, so if you do like it, you can keep it that way, and if you don't, you can turn it off. So it's really, really the best of both worlds. And yeah, so it's kind of a minor feature, but I love it. So that's probably going to wrap up today's episode. There's not a whole lot going on. There's some minor changes to the boss missions. They've been adding in little particles for monsters, like so when you kill them, they... Let's see here, let's do this. I have one on here somewhere. There it is. So like a lot of the monsters now drop these like particles whenever you kill them. So you'll see all this like goo and this like eyeball pops out, which is kind of cool. You know, I think that actually adds a bit of like realism to it. When you kill stuff, they have like leftover parts, and I think all of the monsters are going to have that. One more thing I want to point out. I want to say a big, huge shout out to Reddit user Villy Cool. He actually designed my new YouTube banner and YouTube profile picture, so I really love it. He also said that if you guys wanted to reach out to him on Reddit, he might be willing to help you out. So I know at least a few of you guys have your own channels that follow me, and if you guys needed some banner work or whatever, he said he would be probably open to help people. So you guys just reach out to him. His name is Villy Cool. But anyways, that's going to wrap up today's episode, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please rate, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll talk to y'all later.